Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Arini R from Department of ECE of second semester. Topic is solid waste management of a city. Contents include solid waste management of a city, category of waste, sources of solid waste, effects of poor solid waste management, methods of solid waste management, criteria for selection of landfills. Solid waste management of a city. Solid waste is defined as non-liquid, non-soluble materials ranging from municipal garbage to industrial waste that contain complex and sometimes hazardous substances. Solid waste includes garbage, rubbish, demolition products, sewage treatment residue, dead animals, manure and other discarded materials. Steps included in solid waste management are storage, collection, transport and handling, recycling, disposal and monitoring of waste materials. Waste management concept includes reduce, recycle and reuse. Reduce disposable goods such as paper plate, paper bowl, styrofoam cups, plastic spoon. Use durable goods such as ceramic or metal plates, spoons, cloth napkins, etc. Reuse. Don't throw away the soft drink can or bottle. Use them as an alternate for pencil stand or flower vases. Recycle. Stop before throwing any waste in the bin and think if the waste can be recycled. Category of waste. It includes organic waste, combustibles, non-combustibles, toxic waste, recyclables, ashes or dust, construction waste, hazardous waste, dead animals, bulky waste, soiled waste. Sources of solid waste. Residential. Residences and homes where people live are some of the major sources of solid waste. Most homes have garbage bins where they can throw away their solid waste in and later the bin is emptied by a garbage collecting firm or person for treatment. Industrial. Industries are known to be one of the biggest contributors to solid waste. They include light and heavy manufacturing industries, construction sites, fabrication plants, canning plants, power and chemical plants. These industries produce solid waste in the form of housekeeping waste, food waste, packaging waste, ashes, construction and demolition materials, special waste, medical waste as well as other hazardous waste. Commercial. Commercial facilities and buildings are yet another source of solid waste today. Commercial buildings and facilities in this case refer to hotels, markets, restaurants, godowns, stores and office buildings. Institutional. The institutional centers like schools, colleges, prisons, military barracks and other government centers also produce solid waste. They include refineries, power plants, processing plants, mineral extraction plants, and chemical plants. Construction and demolition areas. Construction sites include new construction sites for buildings and roads, road repair sites, building renovation sites, and building demolition sites. Municipal services. The urban centers also contribute immensely to the solid waste crisis in most countries today. Agriculture. Crop farms, orchards, dairies, vineyards, and feedlots are also sources of solid waste. Among the waste they produce are agricultural waste, spoiled waste, pesticide containers, and other hazardous materials. Biomedical. This refers to hospitals and biomedical equipment and chemical manufacturing firms. In hospitals, there are different types of solid waste produced. Some of these solid wastes include syringes, bandages, used gloves, drugs, paper, plastics, food waste, and chemicals. All these require proper disposal or else they will cause a huge problem for the environment and the people in these facilities. Effects of poor solid waste management. Due to improper waste disposal systems, particularly by municipal waste management teams, waste seep up and become a menace. While people clean their homes and places of work, they litter their surroundings, which affect the environment and the community. Improper waste disposal can affect the health of the population living nearby the polluted area or landfills. The health of waste disposal workers and other employees involved with these landfill facilities are also at a greater risk. Disease causing pests. This type of dumping of waste materials forces biodegradable materials to rot and decompose under improper, unhygienic, and uncontrolled conditions. After a few days of decomposition, a foul smell is produced and it becomes a breeding ground for different types of disease causing insects as well as infectious organisms. Environmental problems. Solid waste from industries are a source of toxic metals, hazardous wastes, and chemicals. When released to the environment, the solid waste can cause biological and physico-chemical problems to the environment that may affect or alter the productivity of the soils in that particular area. Emission of toxic gases. When hazardous waste like pesticides, batteries containing lead, mercury, or zinc, cleaning solvents, radioactive materials, e-waste, and plastics mixed up with paper and other non-toxic scraps are burned, they produce dioxins, furans, polychlorinated biphenyls, and other gases. These toxic gases have the potential of causing various diseases, including cancer. Consuming styrofoam and cigarette butts have been known to cause deaths in marine animals. Animals are also at risk of poisoning while consuming grasses near contaminated areas or landfills as the toxins seep into the soil. Methods of solid waste management. Sanitary landfill. This is the most popular solid waste disposal method used today. Garbage is basically spread out in thin layers, compressed and covered with soil or plastic foam. Modern landfills are designed in such a way that the bottom of the landfill is covered with an impervious liner, which is usually made of several layers of thick plastic and sand. Advantage. If landfills are managed efficiently, it is an ensured sanitary waste disposal method. Constraint. It requires a reasonably large area. Incineration. This method involves the burning of solid waste at high temperatures until the wastes are turned into ashes. Incinerators are made in such a way that they do not give off extreme amounts of heat when burning solid waste. Incinerators that recycle heat energy through furnace and boiler are called waste to energy plants. The good thing about this method is the fact that it reduces the volume of waste up to 20 or 30% of the original volume. Recovery and recycling. Recycling or recovery of resources is the process of taking useful but discarded items for the next use. Plastic bags, tins, glass, and containers are often recycled automatically since, in many situations, they are likely to be scarce commodities. The process aims at reducing energy loss, consumption of new material, and reduction of landfills. Advantage. Recycling is environmentally friendly. Constraint. It is expensive to set up and in most emergencies there is limited potential. Composting. Due to lack of adequate space for landfills, Biodegradable yard waste is allowed to decompose in a medium designed for the purpose. It is a biological process in which microorganisms, specifically fungi and bacteria, convert degradable organic waste into substances like humus. Advantage: composting is environmentally friendly as well as beneficial for crops. Constraint: it requires intensive management and experienced personnel for large scale operation. Pyrolysis: this is a method of solid waste management whereby solid wastes are chemically decomposed by heat without the presence of oxygen. It usually occurs under pressure and at temperatures of up to 430 degrees Celsius. The solid wastes are changed into gases, solid residue of carbon and ash, and small quantities of liquid. Advantage: this will keep the environment clean and reduce health and settlement problems. Constraint: the residue it generates may be hazardous waste requiring proper treatment, storage and disposal. Criteria for selection of landfill. Geology: a landfill should be located in areas with low risk of groundwater contamination. Land use: in the site selection process, forests, vineyards, and gardens as well as agricultural areas should not be included. Distance from surface waters: while selecting a landfill site, it should be noted that the distance of the site from the surface water is as far away as possible in order to avoid the contamination. Erosion: areas having no risk of soil erosion must be considered as a landfill site, while areas having high and severe risk are considered as restricted. Distance from fault zones: areas closer to the fault zones are considered as higher risk areas as it can contaminate the groundwater. Distance from cities: solid waste landfill sites should not be located close to the people since they might cause different types of pollution. Distance from highways: the distance from the highways is significant in the sense of transport costs. The transport costs of the solid waste are increasing while moving away from the highways. Slope: high slope areas are not suitable for landfill site due to construction costs and probable mass movement hazards. For this reason, areas having lower slope degrees should be considered. Thank you.